Oh, alrighty then. Okay, let's have a look. Oh god. No, I don't want that. I think this is working. At least I hope so. Yeah, looks like we are. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're working. Right, okay, so hopefully the audio and everything on this is absolute dog shit. So, oh, no. Okay. Yeah, okay, cool. Right, so we're gonna make. Hello there, nice to like this. Yeah, okay, so I'm hoping to like do some more streams and everything whilst I'm actually building stuff. So at the minute, I've got to build the Rogue One version of Cassian Andor, where he's got like this vest on, which we sculpted in flex resin. So first and foremost, we have to get these figures out of the box. I remember at the time, like this figure, like when I got it, I was really happy with the way that it was made. But it is quite dated now, especially with these pinned legs. I apologise if it's not the greatest quality. It's the first time I've ever done this kind of stuff. So hopefully, once I get into the rhythm of everything, I can get a bit more professional. Trying to get it so that we can have the streams to cover when I'm building stuff, and then I can ask Lou to cut the streams up into actual watchable videos and everything. There we go. So we've got our first figure, and obviously we're gonna have to take some bits of this off, mainly the arms, and combine it with the new one from Andor Season 2. I absolutely love this new figure. Leave his pistols in there for now. We're not going to need them. So we've got. I love this. I love the sculpt of this figure. It's so nice. But the details are pretty much exactly the same on the legs as the old one, but obviously the articulation is just so much better. And it's just like the fact that these boots come off as well just makes painting so much easier. But what we're going to have to do is. Yeah, I think I've got a lot of stuff that's on my backlog, and I'm sure like it might have been yourself that asked me about the Praetorian weapons. I do need to. I've got some existing outstanding commissions that I've got to do before the end of August. But if I can find time to do little bits here and there, then I will do. I want to do some more. What's it called? Knights of the Republic weapons, because at the minute I've only got like one or two, so I think we need more. But anyway, just talk about briefly about this figure commission. We're going to use the main body for this, but we don't need the arms. So the arms and the jacket are not going to be needed. So we're going to have to take the arms off of this one, put the arms of this one. And thanks for being here, Shark. Appreciate it. So I've got the arm. You need to get the arms from this one. I need to put them on this. Now, when we've done this beforehand, it is a massive pain in the ass because when we put the arms on this one, they stick out really quite far out. So you have to Dremel out the entire middle section of the figure in order to get them sitting correctly. Before we get into that, like a massive shout out to Centerpoint Customs. He was the one who helped me out in understanding what it is I have to do in order to get these arms sitting just right. So I just want to make that very clear. Massive thanks to that guy. Really helpful, super friendly, and was able to help me create this fantastic customs. This will be my third one now. which is pretty cool. Right, so you can take these arms off and put these ones on. So I'm gonna have to get my. So it's going to be yes, it is. Yeah. So we've got underneath here. What you'll see is when I sculpted it. Hopefully you can see it. The bottom of the jacket. When you look at him from, oh, shame. You know what? I'll get my book actually. That might be good. So it's from. So got the old Rogue One visual dictionary here. Just flip through. I love these visual dictionaries. A lot of the newer ones I don't think have been terribly good. But this Rogue One version is just such an absolute Bible for good references. So we've got Cassian Andor. That's his obviously brown jacket look. And yeah, there we can see that's the same jacket underneath the flak vest. So the flak vest is what we've got sculpted in here. And when I sculpted the actual 3D part to go on top of it, I didn't want to put this actually underneath it because it'd make it look too poofy. So what we did is I sculpted in the collar and the bottom of the jacket to the print, so that when you put it on, it looks just like he's got the jacket underneath it. Because then you've got these little bits around the sides as well. So when you've got the arms, you'll get this look like it looks more like he's actually wearing the flak vest over the top of his jacket. And the flak vests, the overall design is based off the M69 US Army flak vest from the 1960s onwards, which was cool. Nice little callback because Rogue One's full of Vietnam War references, which I'm totally on board with. Right, so let's get these arms off. I apologise, I'm gonna have to get the blow dryer out on this one. So let's get this on the go. Hopefully this doesn't just make the audio absolutely poo. Do let me know if it is terrible, by the way, because I'm using a headset and my phone and all that kind of stuff. So and do it on this. Might have to get the old hot water on that. So but these ones are really quite difficult. I think we might need hot water for that boy. Right, okay, because these are quite setting. But there we go. Sorry, Cassian. We'll need to go down to the kitchen for that one, because that is very stuck on there. And we're not going to need this anymore. So they're gone. We're going to need that. So we'll put down the box over there. Okay. So, but we should be able to get the arms off of these ones. The arms on the newer sculpts come off pretty easy. So let's give it a good old blast with the old air dryer. Butterfly. There we go. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's coming. There we go. Right. So that's the advantage, because these use much softer plastic for the butterfly joints. They come apart much easier. So we're not going to need those anymore. Although, to be fair, if we're keeping the head sculpt on, might swap the hands over, because they might match the skin tone a bit better. So I just thought I'd take that one for the Empire edition. Yeah, that would be a good shout. To be fair, you could probably use the Cassian Andor test pilot for those as well. The only downside with using the Cassian Andor test pilot is that once you take the chest armor off, there's like a plug where the actual straps used to be. So you'd need to be able to like plug them up with some filling, like either like some plasto filler or whatever. Wait for it to dry, but perhaps follow the building. Right. I am gonna have to go and get the hot water stick this in. Unfortunately, because I'm in the UK, I have kettles, so hopefully this won't be too long. So if you just bear with me a minute, ladies and gentlemen. And we are back. Thank you for waiting. Yeah, the thigh swivel on the test pilot missing. I don't know. Like, might be a controversial opinion, but I'm not that bothered. But thigh swivel's missing. I know the Out of the Basement boys and M&F boys, they really don't like it. But I think on some of the figures it's really bad. The other ones I'm not too fussed. I guess maybe it's it depends for different figures and what have you. Whenever I'm making customs, I always feel like Sid from Toy Story. Fortunately, I'm not putting pterodactyl heads on things. Getting is it a pterodactyl head on a doll on in Toy Story? There we go. Let's put that in there like that, shall we? Right. This is gonna be warm as balls. I got a fresh new cutting mat for today. The other one was messy as hell. Oh. Get my asbestos fingers in there. Oh, yeah, bugger. Bang in. To push it away. Take them down. This is the problem with a lot of the older figures. I mean, the addition of the butterfly joints really makes it super easy for like taking them apart. No, I didn't get the SDC set. I think I had the opportunity at one point. If I really was asked about it, I probably would have got it. But I'll be honest with you, I've always been very selective over what it is that I want to get. And don't get me wrong, I love Episode 3. I love Anakin and Obi-Wan and all that. But my collection, I'm very focused on troopers, pilots, and bounty hunters, like Mandalorians and whatever. So I just didn't have the space for it. I'm really trying to rejig all my collection at the minute. So there's a lot of customs that I want to do that Hasbro just don't make the figures of. So I want to focus on that. But I've got Dasher Endar on the way, which I'm pretty excited about, and I've got loads of the Han Solos, which I've got loads of customs ready for Han Solo. Bit of a sneak peek of what's coming ahead. Right, so don't need these arms. I mean, look at that. That is how much that's left over, really. I'm wondering whether or not at the end of it you probably could just like remake the old figure back up, but we shall see. Yeah, same. Like there are like all the figures that Hasbro have done. There is a part of me that just like I love supporting what Hasbro makes. Like if they make a really good figure, like I'll buy it. Even if there's something a bit wrong with it, I'll probably still get it and try and improve it. Like that, the new Sand Trooper that's coming out, I'm really happy that they've actually put the proper Sand Trooper ab plate on it, but it's not 100% perfect. So we're gonna have to rework some bits of it and what have you. Right. So just on the old Andor front here. So, oh, I actually kind of one of the things that I wanted to do was yeah, oh my god, yeah, Lieutenant Gal's helmet is so good, so good. Like the sculpt work that they did for that is amazing. Like I'm really happy that they've gone to the effort to actually make that helmet sculpt properly film accurate. And I was chatting to my mate Freddie, Freddie Travels on Instagram, and he was telling me that he was chatting to a few people at Hasbro at SDC, I think it was. And I'm pretty sure that the investment within the new, he was saying that he thinks the investment in the new film accurate helmet means that like that we're going to get more film accurate clones are on the way. So I wouldn't be surprised if there are going to be more like Revenge of the Sith clones on the way that are going to be a bit more accurate. I hope it's not another 501st though. Bloody hell, I've got enough of the boys in blue. Maybe a new shock trooper wouldn't go amiss. Right. So just so you can see here, when you've got the arm on like that, it sits out really quite far. So if we no, they're not gonna, and I think part of that is to do with like the push for getting the new accurate like clone helmet is definitely got to be Brandon and Eric on the team, like really simping for like the film accuracy, so, which is really good that those guys are in there. Right, okay. That's in there now. Woo! Ah! The Shock Trooper is super neglected. I actually think it's probably one of my favorite designs from Revenge of the Sith. For the basic bog standard clone armor, the Shock Trooper is definitely one that looks amazing. Well, I did toy about the old giving it a go. The other problem is my sewing skills are just not very good when it comes to doing like wired capes and everything. Right. So you can see that shoulder joint's out quite far, so it sticks out. We want to get that further in, so it's in like that. Because when the jacket's like snug to the body, his arm just looks like it's popping off quite a bit. So we're going to have to Dremel all this internal bit out to get the arms to sit more flush. Pop the head off. One day I'll get my sewing skills up that we can do stuff like that. But right now, the extent of my sewing is down to like putting World War II patches on uniforms, which is not that difficult, to be quite honest with you. And I like to hand sew. My sewing machine I got off my grandma's good, but I'm shit. So I got the good tools, but I just don't have the good skills. Right, I need to make some space here because the desk has quickly got proper messy. Let's put these bits over here. It's probably not good TV. Tidying it. There we go. Put them on the floor over up there. That way. Right, okay. Yeah, like I was quite pleased with that actually. Like as soon as people started stocked E11, they were like, "Oh yeah, let's do that." To be fair, I think most Imperial design, like kind of weapons and stuff, people are going to simp for. Oh yeah, definitely. Right. Okay. So we've got to take this part. Now this part is solid plastic, and it's ultrasonically welded together. If I understand the terminology of how Hasbro put their bits together, so we're going to have to try and score across the join lines so that we can get in and force the parts away from each other. And try not to be careful to cut my finger again because it's joined at the top here and there's like a seam down here. But if you can cut into it, you can try and usually force it open a little bit. So I wonder if a bit of heat will help make the plastic be more pliable to be cut up. Let's get some of that boiling water on the go. Spinny, spin, spin. Thanks for showing up, Shark. It actually makes the streams super more fun rather than me just talking into dead air for hours. There's so many like Imperial things that I want to do. Like there was a point in me that I kind of want to do. One of my favorite characters from Legends is Genex Sunbear. I just really like. I love that comic from the Empire comic days, mostly because it's like, the film Zulu, but in Star Wars, and that was a film I used to watch all the time with my dad. Funnily enough, I have actually got accustomed to doing that. So my friend JD, he's got like loads of stuff with me, and he's got the parts, but I can just like sculpt stuff on top of it. Right. Okay. So let's score this. I always hate doing this bit. This is always the bit that really gets me. Digging into it bit by bit. Down we go. Yeah, I can feel the tension right now. I can feel it digging in. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. I love doing this, like what it is that we do now. I used to work in corporate jobs and everything, but I hate doing this stuff. Trying to have to go to meetings and look at spreadsheets and pretend that I care. 2 minutes. Okay, so think I might need a sharper north, because that's not a north. That's a bloody north. Right, okay, so let's cut some more on that side. Keep scoring it away. So I remember like we used to call craft knives, but I remember everybody used to call them Stanley knives. I was told by Freddie as well, which is really cool, a good dude, that he mentioned to the guys at Hasbro about the some of the bits that I've done, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we know who he is." And I was like, "Oh my God, they know who I am." It's kind of cool. I've also got my Knights of the Republic droid that I've got to do at some point as well. So I can feel the tension of that going more and more. So there we go. That's just cut through. Now I've just got to work the other side. And we don't have to worry too much about this because the top of the inside of the jacket will hide where we've kind of made this a bit messy. Shredding my fingers. Right, okay, so I probably should advertise that I'm on stream. Oh, I'm still new to all that, and I don't want to advertise that shit. This side of the torso ain't half bloody thick, I'll tell you that now. So we're working it away, bit by bit, getting it in there. Let's try and see. I've got something that I can get in the middle of it. Let's try and pry them apart a bit. Okay, so you can kind of see we've got the top part done away. This part maybe not so much. So we need to keep going in, keep working it away, get the parts separated as best we can without ruining it. There we go. So that's just broken through. Now I think I'm going to try and use some hot water, try and soften the plastic a bit, and then we'll try and force them away a bit more. So you need something to stick down the middle to try and pry them apart. Spin that around for a bit. Get a bit of hot water on it. I'll have none of this bottle of water stuff here because I'm up north. Right, let's pry that away again. Yeah. Try that. Okay, so we've got that down. Right. Don't want to use my files. So I need. What did I do? What did I use last time? This is the problem with that. I can't remember things. My memory is like a bloody goldfish. I mean, I know why, but it's just terrible having a memory. Crap. Right. I think I did use this one last time. Right, get that in there. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. I think we might need to start cutting the join here. Got to be careful not to cut these butterfly joints because these butterfly joints go into like a recessed hole in the inside. And this is the other thing that I always ended up ruining my earlier customs, where I would cut the butterfly joint out, not realizing that it goes to a peg in the lower. So your arms would just pop off all the time. Just try and cut this from the bottom. You stay tuned for one of them. One of those suggestions you've done. You stay tuned, sunshine. I can guarantee you, one of them is definitely coming. I would have done one of them by now because I actually have got a lot of things in mind for one of them, but I've got to speak a man about a dog about getting the head sculpt for one of these things done because, again, shout out to my friend JD. Yeah, he's such an influential bugger. Right. See, this is the problem. Whenever I'm concentrating loads, it uses like almost like 100% of my brain power. And then when it's like with knives, everything, don't want to like bugger it up. Try and score it away. Okay. Get the file down in here. Hurting my hands. Do I have any stuff? Right, maybe this one. Right, so carve down, cut down. Along the plastic. Okay. Because once you do get it to go, it will just go, and it'll just pop right open. But getting it to that point is such a pain in the ass. So I'm just kind of where the sculptor has basically put this join line between the two parts. I'm scoring along the lines of that because that's where the two parts are put together. I can feel like I'm cutting further and further into it, which is good. I think you can kind of see that we've got some of the groove. Beware the groove. Yeah. It's always the worst bit. The part I love doing is the bit hopefully you'll get to see later on when I get to do all my shading and painting and what have you, which will use my airbrush to try and get some blaster hot air with this. Definitely gone through. I actually really love the way that they're doing their new sculpts at the minute. So they're not using as much hard plastic and it's flex over these. It makes life so much easier, but it does mean I have to use more flex resin, which is an absolute pain in the ass. It's expensive. It's expensive resin, very expensive, but the resin that I use is the best in the business. Every flexible resin that I've ever used is nowhere near as good as Resowan's F69 stuff. Literally can't beat it. Some people they go for like F80 stuff. I don't vibe with F80 myself. I think it's too stretchy and it rips too easily. And I don't like the idea of selling a product to people made from F80 and it ripping on them. I'd much prefer it to be a bit more solid and only slightly flexible than it being very flexible and it rips dead easily. Right, so we've cut through that. I can feel that now. I'm inside the chest where it's kind of like stuck inside there now. So there we go. Worked my way inside that one. Yeah. Okay. Oh. If you're new here, say hello. Don't be afraid to post in the chat. And if you don't already, give me a follow on Instagram, GI_trooper_kits, where you'll get to see more builds that we do once they're finished. Just keep up to date with new kits that are on the way. Right, you can kind of see that's coming apart now. Still got to try and force the parts away from each other, which is a pain. Further in with the cuts on the sides. Okay, really got far. Oof. Right, okay, so I can see that it's kind of coming apart now. Got to try and get in there with the old file to try and force them apart. If I had a screwdriver, that might be that was a good idea. That has worked. Oh, that was a good idea. Why I didn't do that to begin with, I don't bloody well know. Right, top tip. Use a blow dryer. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Right, let's do that to the side now. Right, wrap it in. Ah! Okay, that is off. That is bloody off. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. Cooking with gas now, lad. Absolutely. Belting. Right, we're right in there now. Now I just need to try and force the parts away. Now where's the pliers? There we go. Jobs are good and right. Okay. Let's trim that plug thing there. Right, okay. Before we go to the next step, just try and advertise my stream on the old socials. Okay, the 2 minutes. Mustn't get distracted. Mustn't get distracted. Right, okay, let's go have a look. Think, come on, focus. Think. Right, there we go then. There we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Advertised. Make a break time. Right, so we've got the parts separated here. So we've got the butterfly joints, and we've got the front and the back parts. And we have to basically carve them out in the middle so that we can have the arms sit further in. One of the things that I do just separate these parts out. Is these little the knobs, for lack of a better word, we need to cut those off so they sit more when we put the butterfly joints in. They sit a bit better when they're touching each other. Right, there we go. Right, okay, so we've got them sitting like that. Okay. Right, okay, so this is the bit that's going to get interesting. Just move my airbrush out of the way. That was my hairdryer, I just unplugged. Right, so we've got the front and the back pieces separated now, which is going to be important for later on because, like I said, we've got to Dremel out this bit in here in order to make sure that the arms sit flush inside the bicep joints. So I need my Dremel. Just uno momento. Right, so Dremel time. Oh, thank you, Ryan. I know I need to put more. I think I need to put more effort into trying to promote my YouTube channel. I just get so busy doing everything else. It's difficult to try and struggle everything, but you know what it's like to say. To be successful, I have to be in. Apparently, you have to be an influencer on both. Who knows? Right, so we have to be really careful. And thank you very much for appearing, Ryan. We have to be really careful when we're dremeling this out that we don't completely get rid of all of this area that holds the neck peg in, because the neck peg is held into place front and back. We've got to be careful we don't completely ruin it, otherwise the neck peg won't stay in all that easily. So if I put that together, the neck peg still stays in. So, but yes, it is, sausage buddy. Yes, it is. You're going to be very happy when I finish this. So there we go. Yeah, we've got to be really careful not to completely get rid of all this so the neck peg sits in correct. Is his DMR the figure one? At the minute, his DMR is the figure related one. I think it'd be quite good to stick with the figure one because you'll be able to change whichever. If you want him to have the blaster, if you want him to have the pistol, you can do. It's always best to use that one. Right, okay, so this is the next bit. Aw, thanks, Ryan. You're gonna make me blush. Bloody hell. Right, I really apologise because this is probably going to be right noisy. Just going full SID mode. once again, shout out to Centerpoint Customs for showing me that you need to do this kind of stuff. Good dude, does amazing dioramas. He's at STC recently as well. Guy who does amazing figure customs as well, makes his own kits. Top bloke. Right, okay, so we're starting to drum all this bit out in here now. So what will happen is when we get the butterfly joints in, we can have them push them in a bit further. But what we'll need to do is, you'll see here, is this recessed area, and that's where the butterfly joint pegs in. Now what I mean is, when we put the arm back in, it will sit further out, but once we move this recessed area over to here, drill it out some more, it will sit further in the chest. So yeah, it will sit a little bit more naturally and whatnot. Yes, such but it will do. It'll so my live streams will stay archived. What I've asked Lou to do, and she's very kindly said she'll give it a go. Is that once I've done the streams, she'll go up and look to, and I can't promise this, she'll look to, if she can, cut them up and to make how-to videos. Because like I found, like doing the how-to videos, like recording them like as they are, it takes a long time, and I just don't have that time, unfortunately. So we'll try this method. Right, so here we go from the other side. So this is why whenever I'm doing other types of cutting, I don't use a Dremel, because it makes all this melted plastic kind of residue. I always find it gets in the way. Okay. You have to get really drastic with this stuff. I always prefer carving stuff out with an X-Acto knife or craft knife, whatever you want to call it. So I always find Dremeline's good for like getting it all quickly done out. I prefer going in with X-Acto cuts. But you do need to get like a head start with the Dremel. So let's just carve that out. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see that. Okay, there we go. Alright. Okay. Looking a bit neater now. albeit, well, apart from my desk, which is a mess. Banging. So we're getting there. This bottom bit, this is what I'm always really worried about. I've always got to be really careful with. I'm not too concerned with this bit and this bit. Those, from my experience, that can be cut away a bit more liberally than the bottom bits. So you've just still got to make sure. And at the end of the day, if you do mess up when you're doing this, you don't have to worry too much. If you get like a load of super glue and then like an activator, you can usually like create some bonds and whatever. What's it called? Oh, who's the chap from? Who is the chap from Mythbusters? What's it called? Not the one with the fucking great mustache. Oh, bugger, can't remember his name. Anyway, that dude, he always says that you can make your own custom joins and everything using baking soda, and that helps create more joints. They are. I am quite happy with that kit, the Imperial Army Trooper stuff. I want to try to do some more stuff with that. I'm toying with. There's something in the back of my mind. I won't say what it is just yet, but there is something toying in the back of my mind for that is Imperial Army related of Andor Season 2 that I'm considering of. Almost like an unofficial pipeline, but I am thinking about it. Just about trying to find time to do it. Right, okay, so let's go back in. Get some more of that stuff out. I mean, it wasn't, Shark, but funny you should say that. That wouldn't take me that long to do. I probably should do that. But it would need a new head sculpt with it, so I'd need to make a new head sculpt for that one. For the, so, you know, that bit in Andor Season 2 where they're on like what I call the Nebraska planet, and they're in the wheat fields and everything. I was like, okay, I feel like I need to make something for that bit. Get some of the Imperial Army goggles. Also, I love the armored transport. It looks, obviously they've clearly done the design based off of a Wehrmacht kind of armored carrier. I can't remember which one it is because I'm not really clued up on my Wehrmacht stuff, but it looks, the outline of it looks exactly the same with the wheel arches and everything, which is pretty cool. Right, okay, so you can kind of see that this has become a lot more hollowed out now. We've still got these bits here where you're securing the net peg in, and then you've got a lot of it at the back, which I haven't done just yet. We're going to try and focus on getting this more out up here as well. There's not really anything of the equivalent in the UK. I could say like, oh, Oxfordshire, but it's not that big and flat. The SDKFZ251, I think that is it. Yeah. In my mind's eye, I know what it looks like because I've got a load of pictures from when the United States Army were in Operation Torch, and when they got further into Tunisia, they came across a load of armored cars and Panzer IIs, and they basically captured a load of them, put a load of like US Army stars on them, and recaptured them. Just took the guns out and used them as like armored personnel carriers and whatnot. So there you go. That's another insight to one of my other hobbies that I do, researching World War II stuff, mostly Allied stuff, American stuff, because American stuff's cool as shit. Right, there we go. So we carved that out a bit. There we go. It's not neat enough for my liking, so I think I might go in with a bit more of the Dremel. What do you say, Raz? It's fine with the ISB template, but I got it last week and the article is horrendous. The concept is cool, but it's not great, is it? It suffers. Using that old Mud Trooper body is it's not having butterfly joints really does like kind of hurt it. I think realistically, if you were to redesign it now, having like the armor be like a soft overlay with like a chest in the inside with butterfly joints would go like a long way to making that figure much more posable. And with flex overlays, it obviously gives you a little bit of leeway that you can pose the figures to help look down the sides. I will say I do quite like the head sculpt. The head sculpt with the hat, I thought the hat coming off was quite fun, because I figure like for people who do toy photography, that scene where like K2SO is going with the ISB and going, "Are you with us?" No. That's going to be good to see people who do figure photography to try and recreate that and have the hat flying off somewhere. Right, there we go. We're getting there. We're getting there. Bit by bit, slowly but surely. Yeah. Again, there's so many things you can do with it, but I've just printed off all the little radios that I designed for it, and I'm gonna glue one of the radios to mine. But I went into Manchester the other week, which is not advisable these days, but hey, went in anyway, and I was in Manchester. I was trying to look for something else, and I thought to myself whilst I was looking at it, I was like, no, I'll get another one. So I've got a standard stock one, and then if I've got the time, I'll use another one to make a custom album. We shall see. I have so many ideas of custom that I want to do. With more and more practice and doing more different types of projects, we can hopefully make more and more cool stuff to add to Hasbro's endless catalog of figgies. Okay. Let's do a test bit of that. Did you know that wasn't me? Yes, of course. I thought I told you to wait on the ship. You did, and I thought it was boring, and you needed my help. K2SO is my little Lou's favourite character, and honestly, I'm so glad she doesn't have anything else, because I love K2SO. Such a cool character. Design's awesome. They're absolutely terrifying. Like, obviously, Jedi Survive again, Jedi Fallen Order. The first time you come across those security droids, when he like pops out of the wall in Jedi Fallen Order, oh my god, absolutely shut-a-bollock. The glowing eyes and everything. Oh my god, I know. Poor Hurt. Poor Supervisor Hurt. What air paint gun would you recommend for a beginner? Well, I'll get onto that in a minute. I got a cool story about Supervisor Hurt, and I'm still yet to verify how legit that this is. So obviously I made the kit of the guy, and I listed it on my store, and I got like a random message one week saying, how do you put this together? What do you do? So I gave them some help, this customer, and he said, "Oh yeah, thanks very much. I'm going to make this for my his relation to it? Was it nephew? Nephew, that was it." So I was all right, okay, and he says, "Yeah, my nephew plays him in Andor." I was like, "Say what?" And yeah, like he kind of verified it. It sounded legit, and he was like going, "Yeah, my nephew plays that character in Andor." So we 3D printed off the kit and sent it to him, and hopefully, the guy who played Supervisor Hertz got his own action figure now. I'm not seeing any evidence of it though, but we shall see. We shall see. Either way, even if it is complete bollocks, still made me pretty happy. Not gonna lie. Right, so Ryan. Yeah, that's what I thought as well, Ryan. I was like, that's such a weird lie. You know what I mean? It's like it's got to be true. Like, why? If you're gonna say that you knew somebody, why would you say like a random, like essentially a random small bit actor? So I was like, oh, okay, it's got to be legit. And if not, still a cool story. Right. Okay, so airbrushes. This is a really cheap airbrush that you can get off of Amazon. I've lost the back off of it because this is like in my spares drawer at the minute. But you can get these airbrushes for about a complete kit for 40 quid, right? And you get, here's one I prepared earlier. This is my Blue Peter moment, although that reference is lost to the Americans. But if you're British, you know what Blue Peter is. I hope. Right, so this is the first airbrush kit that I got. This is the Foo Boys. It's like a very simple cake decorating airbrush, and it basically has an extremely low PSI, and it's literally just adjustable by this knob. But it's a good introductory airbrush. It's very cheap. It's very effective. It helps you get your base layers down, and it's primarily what you're only going to be doing for the start of your airbrushing. You want to just try and focus on getting your base layers down with your airbrush and whatnot. It's a simple dual action airbrush with a gravity fed cup on the top. It's no frills, no spills, very cheap and easily to use and what have you. And then as long as you maintain it, jobs are good. And if you stick around later on, I do have to clean my airbrush. So we'll go through and I'll show you what to do and how to clean your airbrush. But essentially, this is what I use at the moment. This is the Harder and Steenbeck Evolution airbrush. Now, for a long time, I thought that this was terrible. It was constantly clogging, and it was a pain in the bum to try and clean. It comes apart super quick, super easy. But it turns out the real thing that was ruining me painting wasn't the airbrush, it's the paints. Vallejo Air paints are not that good. They've got latex that are inside of them, so as a result, they just clog up really easily. If you can't afford a Harder and Steenbeck airbrush as your next upgrade airbrush, the Iowata Neo is a pretty good airbrush as well. And all the parts that you can buy from cheap Amazon kits are compatible with it as well. So you're not going to go too far if you need to get replacement parts for this one. This, however, replacement parts are very expensive, and yeah, I personally would go with the 40 quid one. Start off with that, work your way up to this, and then work your way up to that, and then that way you've got good experience and you're not wrecking a really expensive airbrush. But definitely, I definitely advise getting airbrushes. Sorry, I missed a few comments. Okay, yeah. Is there anything airbrush onto? Yes. You'll see when we get to the painting stage what it is that I'm going to be doing for the airbrushing. I primarily use airbrushing for a lot of my figures, but yeah, just to go about the Iowata Neo is a good introductory airbrush to get you used to things. Once you've gone past the 40 quid marks, you'll need to get, like, if you're properly investing in an airbrush, you'll need to get like a good compressor. and make sure you get one with a tank on the bottom of it. And also pay attention to some of the ones that you get off Amazon. Some of these cheap knockoff airbrush compressors that you get, if you don't pay attention to it, they can overheat and they can set fire. The first one I had, it was a cheap airbrush compressor from Amazon, and it was basically the same one I had now, but it didn't have a tank. And as I was using it, it was getting really, really hot, and you could just smell like electrical burning. I was like, oh, that doesn't sound too good. And yeah, I sent it back. I wasn't going to chance my house burning down with that thing. And I got this one with the tank on the bottom, and it's pretty good. I think I'm going to upgrade it for another one at some point, but for now it does the job that it needs to. Right, let's go back. What do you mean by tank? So there is, if you look on Amazon, there are like types of airbrushes at the top where you've got basically the piston, and then you've got like the airflow valves, and at the bottom there's like a big cylindrical black tank at the bottom of it. That's where your air stays in it. So your air basically stays inside the tank at the bottom, and then once your air tank is empty, the compressor will start to refill the tank again. Whereas like one that doesn't have a tank at the bottom, it's just constantly doing the piston constantly all the time. And you want to try and avoid those ones if you can. Right. So let's get this bit done here. No problem, man. No problem at all. I would show you what mine looks like, but it's underneath the desk at the minute. I don't want to move the camera set up. Okay. Let's go and neaten that up a wee bit. Okay, so we've got that out. That. So what I'm going to do is we'll get the torso sitting just right, and then we'll start going into doing all the airbrushing side of things later on, and you'll be able to see what it is that we do. And admittedly, that's the bit that I really like, painting. It's one of the reasons why whenever I do model kits, which I haven't done for quite a while, I've got a Hawker Tempest basically sitting up here, still halfway done, which I think I might try and finish on holiday, which is coming up in a few weeks. But I love painting rather than the building side of things. Much more fun. Go. I don't know about you lot, but I find the Republic Commander ambient track so chill. So chill. I remember like when Republic Commander came out back in 2005, they had like they had a website that you could go on, and they had all the ambient tracks just like playing in the back of the website. That was like when websites, the designs were really kind of like peak in terms of like their theme and connectivity to it. I'm old. There's proper nostalgia baiting over the 2000s stuff the other day. Thinking about all the cool video games that we got around the prequel area. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I'll be here for a while, mate. So if you need to pop on, by all means, come say hello again. And thank you very much for popping in. I really appreciate you coming in, watching, and interacting. It makes the stream so much more fun. So have fun with your arms, buddy. I'll speak to you in a bit. Right. So there we go. Okay. A bit more nice hollow. Ah! Okay, that's good. Right, we're now going to have to go in and do the bottom bit. Now this is the bit where I'm going to be really careful. Clean that up and see what I'm doing. So I don't want to mess it up. Okay. No, I really wasn't, mate. I have to get proper Sid from Toy Story with some of the early bits of this build. It does take hours to do, and all the process, but it is worth it in the end. No, I haven't. I haven't tried the Battlefield beta yet. I wasn't lucky enough to get one of the beta codes, but to be quite honest with you, I kind of want to wait because I don't know if any of y'all remember, like when Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 came out, which was donkeys years ago, they did betas for those, and I remember the betas being absolutely, they were crap. They were really buggy. So I don't want my experience to be like sullied straight away. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful with Battlefield. Yeah. The last great Battlefield for me was Battlefield 1. Oh, okay. All right. Well, if I get some spare time, I might. We'll see. But I still don't want it to be spoiled for me if it's terrible. It does look really good, though. It does look really, really good. I am proper digging the Battlefield 4 vibes with it. I really am. Also, kind of the first it is cool, nice. I'm kind of happy to see that we've got the. It is the British Army, though, isn't it? But they're called like United Albion. Is that's correct? Don't know if that's in the beta. Which, if I remember correctly, the word Albion is the old English word for England. So So in Old English, England was called Albion. Pretty cool. Most of the games that I play these days, anyway, are if I get time. And honestly, I don't have much time. Literally every single day, I'm working. Every single day. I don't always take days off. If I take a day off, it's usually a half day of that. But most of the games, when I do get time to play, it's either Hell Let Loose, and going with my friends, or the occasional bit of War Thunder to get proper rage baited and get one-shotted and what have you. Right, okay. So we've gotten really drastic with that now. So you can see like how hollowed out that is now. So if we get the butterfly joints, okay. I'm excited to see how it is. Right, there you go. You can kind of see that, like how the butterfly joints are able to sit further in the chest now, but they will still pop out like that, so we need to sit them further in. Okay, so, oh boy, where's my little toolbox for Dremel? Oh, bloody hell. Right, okay, so let's get this little gubbins in. Okay, so as we mentioned before, these are the recessed points for the butterfly joints. So we're just going to extend that further in. Try and be careful about it. And if it's not alright, it's fine. Like I said, chat. What's that guy from MythBusters? What's he called? Not the one with the mustache. I want to say Greg, but I don't think it is Greg. He worked on the prequels as a model builder. I can't remember what he was called. Oh my god, I just thought about it. Bloody Adam Savage! That was it. Adam bloody Savage. Yeah, he's always got some pretty cool modeling tips. Right, you can see we've got them sitting really quite far in now. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So we're going to have to go to the next bit now. Now that they're sitting further in and they can still maneuver inside the chest like that. Yeah, that one's still in the chest, but that one's not smooth. That might be why. Yeah, that was why. A bit of fluff, whatever's stuck in it. Okay. overall, pretty pleased with how this bit is done now. So sit that in there. And then we'll get to a point where we'll start putting these things back together. Which means super glue. Super glue and activator. Right, okay. Might be wise. Let's do a test bit, shall we? Right, so the right arm, or left arm even. Right, left arm. Let's heat this up. Hair dryer. Oh bugger. I need to check the camera. Yeah, it's okay. We're good. Right, these bits are going to be really quite. They do fit in. Because unfortunately the plastic's really malleable. But I need to heat it up and I'm not holding it because it'll burn my hands. Okay, there we go. Ooh, that's spicy. That was a charity shop find, and yeah, it is. It has seen better days. I'm gonna cut this peg a little bit. Just trim it ever so slightly. Now let's go. All right. Oh yeah, booger. Jolly good. Right, there we go. In there, in the arm socket. Sitting further in. Okay. Let's get the tape. Oh, it's going to be on the whole stream there, Shark. Everything's getting done. It's going to be a long ass stream, I reckon. So I'm going to have to monitor that everything's got like battery power and everything. But I'm going to try and do everything all on streams. If it doesn't, I mean, I don't think I'm going to get it all done today, but I probably will get like a good portion of it done. But we shall see. We shall see. Right. I want to showcase to you how I do like the painting side of things, because I feel like that's the bit where most people are really interested in seeing. Maybe I should have done a bit of blue pizza and gone, here's one I've prepared it. But having said that, this bit is really important for people wanting to make this custom. So it's good that we're documenting it. Right, okay. Three. This is my third one. Third one I'm doing of this process. So the other one I did was for my friend JD, and honestly, he's like a partner in crime at this point. I can't thank that guy enough. And the other one was for that. What's it called? Sergeant Barnes. Should we go have a look at him? Bring him on stream. Come on, Barnes. Let's go say hello. Yeah, so Sergeant Barnes here with the Rebel Pathfinder stuff. We have to do the same with him to get his arms sitting further in, but that's essentially the exact same recipe. And his arms are all sitting in there and whatever. Honestly, one of my favourite builds I've done recently is Barnes. Complete with Korean War grenade pouch. There we go. So yeah, third one so far. It does become very much like a well-tuned machine to once you've done it a couple of times. I was really panicking the first time I was doing it because it wasn't the first one wasn't for me. Thanks, guys. I was really happy with that. How do you guys think about like the fan casting things of actors in like figures? Is that something you guys think is pretty cool, pretty lame? Okay, so we're just test fitting now, by the way. Let's get that in. There we go. You can see how the arm sits further into the flak vest now, rather than it being like all the way out here. It's now sitting flush in the inside. That's good. So we'll go secure that in position. Glue it all back together. Take it from there, really. Thanks, Dada. Me too. I was really happy with that guy. There's so much stuff that I want to keep doing. I've actually got him up here. He is somebody that I'll be painting next. And like I said, the joints are just. I'm so happy with how he came out. He's going to get a load of metallic paints on him, a load of matte paints as well. Can't wait to get him painted up. It's all part of like a portfolio piece that like is going towards me trying to upskill myself so I can create more and more stuff that just makes making customs so much easier for everybody. Because I want to try and avoid things where you have to do this. I mean, don't get me wrong, this kind of stuff's useful, but if you could just say get a kit where you basically just get the parts, you pop it together, you know, it is like an Airfix kit, or a Gundam kit, or a Bandai model kit, whatever you're used to, then that's the dream, really, isn't it? Make life accessible for people, because you want to have fun whilst you're doing it, not getting stressed and worried. Right, okay, so, stand by, as my grandmother would say. We're going to get the old Gorilla Glue, get the old Super Glue activator. We're going to glue this pin in place. Thank you so much, mate. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Stop it, Shy. You're feeding both two addicts here. You know I love the Imperials like so much. We're just two addicts feeding off each other going, more Imperials! Right, okay, so we put some glue in there. There we go, that's in. And that will give it in a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds even. It will start to harden the super glue in there so the joint stays. Yeah. Scaris. Is he the one who? Is he the one with the yellow Academy A stripes and Carida, the one with the mustache? I think I'm fairly certain that's him, but I might be misremembering. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean. He would be one that would be really good. I think if you were to use the A New Hope kit that I did, I think that would be really good. It just needs a head sculpt. So get a head sculpt. I could get a head sculpt to make at some point. Have it so that he's got the balaclava on the look and everything. And that way, you can have a bit of both. Because everybody loves Rebels. Such an underrated series, Rebels. It started off a bit ropey, but towards the end of it, it was great. Okay, that is not going anywhere, that is. Let's go then, shall we? Let's get that in there. Hold on to your butts. Stand by. Thin bit of glue. Don't panic, Mr. Mandarin. Okay. Sorry, I had to go quiet then. I had to use full brain power there. Right, okay. This is the bit where I'm going to be really try and be quick. Not the end of the world. Strip that off. Maybe alright. If you get like a bit of nylon, black 1mm wide nylon, you can't go wrong. One day you'll see a build where I would do those as well. Alright, let's try again. For reference as well, that's the stuff that I use for my straps. And I just airbrush it, whatever colour that I need it to. Always go for white. That way you're not faffing about and stuff. Okay. I think I've spotted the reason why. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's give it a go. Take two. I think I won't use the activator this time. So it's proper. Just make sure those joints still work. Like making a weld, like a plastic weld for that stuff. It's not too precious. all good. Okay. Welding. The spray is super glue activator. So it basically makes the super glue dry instantly. So you're not here for ages. So it's kind of essential on builds like this. So you're not stuck waiting for ages for super glue to dry. Okay. Right, new torso done. Let's give it a bit of a sand. And the old nail file. Freeze that over it. Okay. Okay. Just trying to blend those welds back in. I mean, you're not going to see this anyway because the jacket will be over the top of it, but for my peace of mind, I like to try and make it look. In. There we go. The airbrush is kicked in. It's got a small leak on it. I need to upgrade at some point. And I probably need to make sure I'm doing some. I don't think we're going to get much further into that, which is good. We're there. Right, so let's put the tools back it that way a bit long. Right, up there you go. There and there. Right. So we've done the chest. The arms are, and everything else is going to be at the priming stage. Now, I've got some water. Heat. I know you've been waiting a long time. I know you've. I have done. I did. I did some work on that. Funnily enough, my friend Clone Custom Troopers. He needed something to do with that. So I just need to get around to doing that. Some further to finish the pistol grip. This is quite cool. The with the engineering, the whole thing is a flex overlay. So that's your barbells, and then your sculpt of your figure is just a flex overlay. I really dig that. That is really cool. Maybe one day, if I've practiced enough, I could do something like that. Right. Okay. So the next bit is I'm just going to give the parts of the figure a bit of a wash, because with model figures and model kits, when they're put into like the molds, they are often covered with like microscopic layers of like mold release agent, so your paint can mess up and not stick properly. Parts a quick rinse and a quick wipe down. Some water. Oh, I like Marvin. Still quite warm, the water. I wouldn't know. It's just something that I've always been told to do whenever I'm making model kits and whatever, to make sure that there's no microscopic like levels of mold release agent on it. And to be fair, I have had it where like I haven't done it, and like when I got back into doing model kits, and like the paint just didn't seem to stick very well. Versus like the later ones that I did, when I did start washing them with like either warm water or warm soapy water. A better result. I'm also, my headphones are just pinged as well, so I think I might need to find another way to get my headphones to be charged. Because at the minute, if they go, that's my microphone and me being able to hear the backing track. Yeah, exactly, Shark, exactly. I'll be putting gloves on once I've got to the painting stage. I've now got to try and think 3 steps ahead of how do I get my headphones working. I might have to wait for comparison pairs. No. So all the Imperial Officer paintworks that I do are custom. I basically look how to make German Feldgrau, and it's a mix between essentially, what was it? It's making like a grey green using black and yellow with bits of grey. And I've done a few mixes of it, and I go back to it. I haven't really got like a paint mix for that, which is kind of annoying because I probably should do. And I think I did bottle the rest of it up last time I used it, because a lot of the Imperial costumes have basically taken inspiration from a lot of the German uniforms of World War II, where they have different shades of Feldgrau, which is field grey in English, and they do have like a grey green tint to them, and it does change depending on the lighting, what the uniform looks like. And it's the same for the Imperial officers. That's why a lot of people back in the day from the 501st used to say that all the Imperial officer uniforms were all grey. They weren't, and other people used to say they were all green. It's like, well, they weren't. It depends on the lighting in the scene. They were that grey green colour. So it did look like it changed. I can't remember. There was someone in the Out of the Basement Discord the other day that was asking about it. I can't remember who it was, but I was looking at all my Imperial officer figures, and all the shades are quite different for a lot of them. I think Tarkin was quite green, actually. One of my headphones is gone. So you'll have to let me know if the audio quality is crap. Okay, still got that. Can you let me know, guys, if the audio quality is rubbish using the iPhone microphone? Because my headphones are dying. I might have to try and find a way to fix it. Cool. Alright, well that's not too bad. I was kind of worrying that it was going to be absolutely terrible. We'll give the chest a bit of a wash, just in case. But please do let me know if the audio is terrible. Right, okay. Right, so okay, cool. Give me 1 minute, guys. Be right back. Try that. Oh no, we lost some people. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I can hear like the stream and stuff, so I'm gonna use my PS4. Although I will say this, that I don't know why I've got the PS4 Pro in the paint room, and whenever like when it has Netflix on it, it's absolutely fine. But whenever you put like YouTube on it, it sounds like a B-52 trying to take off, and I'm just like, why? It's not that extensive. Why are you getting so stressed out? It's just YouTube. Right, okay, so we don't need that water now. We're all done there. Right, so we're done with the Dremel. The Dremel is done. Don't need that anymore. Put some ambient noise in my ears. I don't know about anyone else, but I can't, like, I like having like something on in the background. Okay, it's cool. Right, we're now onto the best bit, which is painting, and I love this bit. So we'll focus first and foremost on getting primer layers down, and then that way you'll be able to see how we're going. But before we do that, for the people who were asking about airbrushing and whatnot, I need to clean my airbrush. So I need to clean my airbrush, so we'll do that one first, and then we'll get the primer layers down with some Green Stuff World matte primer, which honestly gives such a fantastic finish. It's unbelievable. I don't want to ruin my brand new cutting mat because this paint strip is bloody strong and it will absolutely wreck everything. So let's take this apart. Okay, yeah, that's pretty gunky. Pretty gunky. The old cleaning tools. Right, so we need this stuff. Brush magic. If you're brush painting or airbrush painting, this stuff is the goat. yes it is. I'm glad someone else thinks that way as well. The only firearm I know, like, how to strip down, like the back of my hand, is the M1 Garand, the M1 rifle. That's the rifle that I usually get issued with whenever I've gone and done like major reenactments in like Europe, and I've stripped that down so many times. It's such a gorgeous designed rifle, the M1 rifle. What was the goat? The goat. La brush magic. This stuff strips paint off stuff like you wouldn't believe. It's really, really, really good stuff. It revitalizes all your brushes, helps your airbrushes keep nice and supple. It will strip paint off really well, so do be careful that you don't spill it on somewhere. And it loves to take this stuff off as well. See, I never got a chance to go in the army cadets when I was younger. It's a shame because they didn't really have a decent one in my area. But the M1 Garand, 10 times better than the L85A2. Although I am biased. Oh god, yeah, absolutely. It will strip everything. It will strip absolutely everything off of it. If you want to completely restart an entire figure, brush magic is, yeah, it's tremendous. So you can see, like, my airbrush has got bits of paint kind of splodules along the side of it. It's just coming off super easy. I don't even have to put much effort into it. It just strips off. How dare you, sir? How dare you say the M1 Garand is overrated? Oh, heresy, my man. Heresy. Oh no. Oh, it's okay. Were you with the MPs? My somebody that I know from reenacting, a guy called Drake Bistro. He's an MP at the minute. I think he's stationed in Germany. The last time I met him, he was stationed in Germany. What's that base called? I can't remember I want to say it's something like begins with an R. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so let's get that there. Now that's the outside a bit more cleaner, but we need to get the insides done. Now these are the cheap ones that you can get off of Amazon, and they're just how. Oh, no way. That's cool. What unit was you, what division or what unit were you in? So we're just getting all the excess gun out of Grunker. Do you know what's really weird? I knew you were going to say 3rd Infantry. Don't know why. In my head, I was thinking he's going to say 3rd Infantry, Rock and the Marne Division. Guys slugged it out all the way through Italy during World War II. Went up through Operation Dragoon, up through southern France. I reenacted the 3rd Infantry Division in Italy in 2018. 2018. I went over to Italy and we reenacted the 3rd Infantry Division's push up the spine of Italy, and we ended up in a town called Venefro. Gorgeous place, gorgeous place. Slugging it out in Mimber, yeah. Remember the 3rd Infantry stuff we did? We were representing I think they were called battle battalions, and they were like specific battalions that were done with the 3rd ID in World War II, and they had these really unique, cool helmet markers in the back of the M1 helmets. So the M1 helmets, for the 3rd ID, you've got the striped square that's on both sides of the M1, and at the back you'd obviously have your NCO, your an officer stripe or horizontal, and then they had these like different symbols, whether it be like an ace of spades or a lightning bolt, and that was to denote the different type of infantry battle battalions that they have. I don't think it's battle battalion, I might have got the name wrong, but that was a really cool trip. Highly advised, if you ever go to Italy, go to the town Venefro, It's in the middle of Italy. It's about an hour and a half drive from Rome. And basically the mayor who owns the town, he owns the museum, and the museum's called the Winter Line. And basically the Winter Line was one of the defensive lines during World War II that the Americans and the British came up against the Germans. And he's collected loads of bits of memorabilia of the various infantry outfits that had gone through that area. So he had loads of 1st Special Service Force stuff, a few 82nd Airborne bits, because the 82nd Airborne 504th Parachute Infantry Regiment were there, as well as loads of French Army units, British Army units, and he's got loads of German stuff as well. It's a gorgeous little museum, great town. Yeah, highly advise that one. And you got to drive past Monte Cassino on the way down of Italy as well, so you get to see Monte Cassino. Yeah, great place to go. Right, I've still got a lot of gubbins in the middle of that. Try and clean that out, because if we don't clean the airbrush out properly, when you go to try and paint with it, you'll get really bad airflow, and you'll just be trying to paint. Yeah, so I think you can just see that, but maybe not. Always a leg. I love the Bradleys. Such the Bradleys get such a bad rap. I blame Pentagon Wars for that. Three spare Ferrex officer bodies because of the head swapping onto the I think most people look goofy without heads. We need to get some more head sculpts designed for those figgies. Right, okay, so that's looking a bit tidy on that one. Actually booked my flights to go to the States in October. So my friend Tim, he lives in Richmond, Virginia. So I'm gonna go spend some time with him around Halloween. Should be really cool. I've never been to like America since 1998. And frankly, the 1998 world, regardless of where you are, is completely different. So I'm sure it is now. So I'm pretty excited to go over there, see what it's all like now. No, I haven't actually. It's on my watch list. You seen it yet? Warfare came out. Oh, okay. I need to watch it. My friend watched it. He said it was a really good depiction of some of the action that he'd seen, and it's similar. So I need to go and watch it. It's one of them films where I don't want to put it on and not like pay attention to it, because I'm actually kind of excited to see what it's like. But I have heard good things about it. Oh, nice. I spent before I got into doing GI Trooper kits, the whole lockdowns of 2020, me and Lou spent our entire lockdowns mixing between playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, so exploring old medieval England, which was really cool, and then Fallout 76, which I know a lot of people will be like, oh god, why are you playing 76? I don't care. I loved that game. I loved exploring around West Virginia. So I think we might get to go over and see a bit of West Virginia. Should be pretty cool. Because I've seen like a few bits of the game relatively close to what it's like in real life. Minus all giant frogs and ghouls everywhere. See, that is proper gunky, that is. This is the bit it takes. But essentially this is what you do, just trying to get all that excess paint residue out. Sometimes it helps if you've got a dirty brush as well, that you can get in there. I've never played a Final Fantasy game. Never played them. The guy I used to go to a con with all the time over here, he was mad for it. Proper into like Final Fantasy games, but I'd never played one. Most of the games that I used to play back in the day for me were like, obviously a lot of Star Wars games, duh, and the original, the old school Call of Duty as Medal of Honors, and then it'd be like little things, odd things here and there, like Theme Park World, a few other bits and bobs. There's still a lot of gunk in that. Hoping to watch the F1 as well soon. So we go on holiday in a couple of weeks. They've got like a traditional cinema there. It's like an Art Deco cinema, and they play like each new films each year. And we watched Oppenheimer there. We watched me and Lou watched Deadpool and Wolverine there. Mom and Dad didn't go for that one, and we watched what's it called, Top Gun Maverick. Which is why, like, yeah, that's why I hear F1 is great. That's why I want to watch it, because if I remember correctly what I've heard, it's the same director. And I loved Top Gun Maverick. Such a good film. Nice escapism. See, that's for me. Films are like trying to have a bit of escapism is just nice. Get lost in a story, in a world. Like, I know. Oh, that's cool. That's good to hear. Oh, I'm sold. Can't wait. Gonna go to Christchurch and Dorset. Have some fish and chips. Go cinema. Now, I think I'm gonna need a gunky brush. I've got a gunky brush. That looks like a gunky brush. Let's get some stripper on. Clean out the inside of that out. Trying best as we possibly can. Clean it off. I can see bits of gunk still left in it. Not ideal. But I want to get to the painting. Thanks for popping by, guys. It's so fun. was always really nervous about doing streams and everything. I especially hate the sound of my own voice. So I was always really worried about doing them. It does seem easier doing these than spending hours editing a video. Right, okay, I think we're done with that one. Let's get the pin done. Let's get that coated. Strip it off. Run it through. Okay, right. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. Come on. Let's give that a good check on it. Use a bit of a clean. Right, let's just reassemble this, shall we? Okay. Yep. See, now that you've said that, I can't not unthink that it is like field stripping. There we go. Feels smooth. Feels like we are good to go. Right, okay, so let's clean up this mess. Let's rock and roll. Didn't even use that in the end. Going to bin. Brush magic over there. Is this part the is this yes, we're getting to the airbrush bit now. Right. So just project some water through it. Seems to be working okay. Right, okay, so I will say this, no problem with streaming. I've got this massive pole next to where my airbrush pot is. Just put that there, sit on that. Eat. Okay. So gunky brush there. Move my parts out of the way because I don't want to lose them. Yes, I think we're definitely going to have to use different hands for it. We're changing over and you'll see how messy it can be Right, let's get prepared for mess. I know, you've had to slog through like a slow first season of preparation to get to the paint bit. We'll start, shall we? Right, we'll start with the bottom bit. The torso even. Let's try. Okay. We'll start with the chest bit. So we're gonna get Green Stuff World. Okay, that'll be why then. Green Stuff World matte primer. It's quite easy to flow this one anyway. And then what we'll do is we'll get some airbrush for now. Get my dirty brush. Just mix it together. I hope the audio is still okay for everybody. Please do let me know if it is terrible. And then crimp this. Yeah. Cheers, bro. Thank you very much. Thanks for letting me know. Okay. So we get one of the kebab sticks. Knock that over. Cassian Andor. Okay, so you can see that's got the matte black primer on it. Just to show you why. You can kind of see how really nice matte finish it gives. That you can kind of just see on there. It's still wet at the bottom. So give that to dry and the old. Do the legs. So we'll get some drips. Yeah, brush house. Okay, so and just get like a nice even layer of the matte primer down. because this will be important why we put the matte primer down first. Yeah. Yep. This is why I don't use spray cans. Never use spray cans, because I've had too many, ironically named, bad batches where some batches will be fine. You'll have like a great mix. Other batches, it's like it's perpetually always stuck drying. You can see as I'm painting it on, it's the airbrush is drying parts of it. So if I take my finger off the trigger for the paint, just put air through it. See, I'm almost able to dry it as well. Like I said, this will be important because we're going to do what's called a highlight pass once we've baked in the black. Shout out to the goat, the best stuff, the best primer. They come in different colours, and matte white, matte grey, great stuff, really good stuff. Their gloss one's actually pretty good as well. Actually, if you look at the TIE Fighter palette that I did a gloss primer as well, and it came out really, really nice. Okay, where's me sticks? Yeah, lads, where's me fucking sticks? The message is just obscured by the UI, so I'll just have a look in a minute. What's the reason for choosing black as a primer? So the reason why, I think I might be able to demonstrate on Sergeant Barnes over here. So if you can try and see here, we've got basically different shades of the base color. And what we do is we spray everything black first, and then what we do is we do what's called a highlight pass, where I hold the piece in a direction down and then spray like that, so the white goes down. The white will hit all the raised areas of the build, so to speak. And what you can do is you can act them as baked in highlights, so you have color variation between your base color, your highlight color, and then your shadowed color, and it just helps really accentuate a lot of the details. Works really well on the boots, which you'll see later that we've got like bits of passes on that on there. Yeah, Shark's right, and it's like a base kind of highlight and dark pass. Yeah, exactly. Shark's right. So if you're ever doing like a model tank, it's really good for having like deep in shadows where you can have highlighted bits of exposed panels where like the sun hits it more to try and showcase more depth and detail. And also, if you're doing like a B17 in the aluminium color, you can do different shades of white, grey, to help when the aluminium cover goes on top of it. It has different shades of the color. It really helps you out later on because you're not having to go in and just constantly dry brush all the time. Yep, Shaq the man. You know. Right, where's me blue tank? The music is from Republic Commando. So the music's from the intro bit when Kaminoan's like going, "This is your first day. Your designation will be RC." I can't remember the designation, but it's I think it's from the training montage when they're in like the firing range. I've got, because my headphones are not tied up to the Streamlabs stuff at the minute, I've basically got the exact same music playing on YouTube because it's just a super chill track to help me keep concentrated. Plus, if I was to play copyrighted music, I'm pretty sure YouTube would be like, "Yo, what you doing, lad?" Okay, spotted an error with that probe. There we go. Surprisingly not, I don't have any Republic Commandos, would you believe it, in my collection yet. Oh, I know. Like, we got like the HD remake, but I just, biggest crime ever. I do need to make one. Like, I've got so many ideas I want to do it, how I want to do it, and I want to do it for my own collection. Start with Boss, because Boss is my guy. There's so many ideas of how I'm gonna make a kit, how I'm gonna make the armor, how I'm gonna make the figure get put together, how I'm gonna design the parts, how I'm gonna make the weapon. In terms of I've got ideas of, wonder how easily would it be to make the commando weapon modular. One of the many things I want to do, just don't have enough time. Got a few more commandos planned for the Comic Con I'm going to use. Oh, sweet. Oh, is that the one that you just ordered from us as well? Oh, that's so cool. having a bit of a disaster with one of my paint pots. I've got YouTube on and it's got that bloody Jet 2 advert on. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. One day I will. One day. I want to. I should have done it years ago. Jet 2s, they can't be stopped. Nobody can stop the Jet 2 holidays. It's like the Spanish Inquisition of the internet. Nobody expects it. Right, okay. Panic over. Really hungry. I might have to go and get something to eat. I've only been on for 3 hours. It's not that bad. Right. Okay. So let's do the crotch bit. Help if there's paint in it. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Getting on that. To do an Inquisitor Starker. Okay. So the Inquisitor kit, a little birdie told me that an official figure might be coming of that. Pretty sure Yakface rumoured it, that an official Starkiller Inquisitor kind of stuff is coming. In terms of Halloween kit, we have done stuff each year. So I think the year before we did something with Kamino and Customs. The year before that we did something with Clone Custom Troopers. So I think we'll reach out to those guys, see if they want to do something else, like another collab on stuff. I have to have a think about what it would be though. We've done zombie stormtroopers, we've done rat ghouls. What else could we do? I have to have a think about it. Maybe something like Night Sisters or something. Don't know. I'd have to see what them lads are like and what they'd be up for. Could be something cool. Or maybe okay, I'll have a look at that in a minute, Shark mate. Maybe like something to do with the Night Troopers. Children randomly screaming outside. Zombie Junosian. Now that would be a challenge. Brainworm Troopers. Not a bad shout. Not a bad shout at all, that lad. optical light reflection a bit. Kind of see how matte that is. I'm surprised they haven't done like a Geonosian figure yet. I was stoked to see that we actually got a really good Jango Fett figure as well. I've got an amazing custom from Clone Custom Troopers of Jango. Just move the camera a bit. Because I can't near the edge. Yeah, okay, cool. But I'm still going to pick up Hasbro's one, I think. To investigate into my airbrush getting plugged. So here's the problem. If you're doing airbrush and stuff, you'll have what's called tip drying, and tip drying is basically where your paint dries on the end of your airbrush needle and it begins to clog up your airbrush. Now certain paint brands will tip dry a lot easier than other paint brands. Primarily the worst one for tip drying is any Vallejo stuff. Any Vallejo paints tip dry really badly, and it's because the latex inside the paint mix just dries really quickly and it clogs up your airbrush. So it just makes airbrushing with Vallejo air paints an absolute nightmare. We went to a model convention last year in November, and I got chatting to a guy there who mixes his own paints. He's got his own paint brand, which we bought a lot actually as well, which is this stuff. SMS paints, really good stuff. Built for airbrushes, but really toxic. Smells like shit. Makes the room proper stink, but it's good stuff. And he was telling me like all the different paint brands, they mix latex in it, which is why like if you put in Vallejo air paints on certain figures, sometimes they can peel off a lot easier than they should do because of the latex going off in the paint mix. Got my Jango finished a couple of days before he got announced. Still getting him as I want to make a gotta be done. It's Calskirata. Is he the one who's always like in the artwork? He looks like it's played by Ed Harris. I think that's the one I'm thinking on. He's got like almost like a sandy khaki armor set. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I thought it was. I wouldn't mind making Jester Murillo. Jester Murillo, make a good Montrose as well. But make Montrose... I mean, I spoke to a few people about doing Montrose at one point. Montrose would be cool to do. But do Montrose maybe from like the Bounty Hunter game. As opposed to the comic version of Montrose. When he's got like the blue armor and what have you. Name doesn't ring a bell. Although I guarantee if I saw him, I probably would know what he looked like. I know Talon Illustrations did a Montrose not long ago. Talon's a good bloke. Right, there we go. We have some of the figure kebab on the way. Let's have a look at this one you've sent, Shark. Okay, that is cool. Yeah, I dig that. You know, I really wouldn't be surprised if that became like canon at some point. That would be pretty boss. Okay. Oh, yes. I know who you mean. I know who you mean. That the actor plays Punisher. Yeah, he's in Fury, isn't he? He plays the loader from Fury. See, you have to work with War Ruby references for me. Yeah, that would be cool. Well, you know. I love Fury. Now, interesting story. All of my reenacting friends hate Fury, but that's because most of them were in it. They were basically hired as like film extras for Fury back when it was filming here in the UK. And my friend Glenn, he was the historical advisor for that film, and the script for the original Fury is 10 times better than the actual film itself. And I like Fury because the bits that they cut out from the film, which add a lot more gravitas to it, is that War Daddy, his character basically was given a choice to either go to jail or join the army, because what he did is that the reason why he doesn't drink is because when he was a lot younger, he drunk himself into a stupor, put his younger brother in a car and his girlfriend, and went off driving, and they crashed the car, and the car set on fire, which is why he has all the burns on his back. It's not from a tank, it's because his car set on fire. And his younger brother is called Norman, and obviously Brad Pitt's character War Daddy killed his younger brother, and he looks just like Norman at the in the film looks like him. And the pistol that he has, War Daddy has, it's got a sweetheart grip of his dead girlfriend on it. So when at the end of the film, when War Daddy's looking at his pistol, he's like saying, "I tried my best. I did what I could to keep them safe." It's like he's talking to his dead girlfriend, because he's got a picture of her in the grip of his pistol, and that's why he's like super hard on Norman, because it's like, oh my god, it's like my brother's come back from the grave to haunt me, and now I've got a second chance to look after him. Just really cool little detail about the character, which I kind of wish they'd kept in it, because it does kind of make the relationship between Norman and War Daddy a little bit more nuanced. Yeah, it is. It gives so much more depth, and you lose a lot of that. I know, it's such a shame, because I was like, oh my god, if you could have added that in. I mean, the relationship between War Daddy and Norman's already quite a good one, but that would have just added to the next level. The level of detail that they went into that film was insane. Like, Glenn was telling me, all the background tents and extras and everything inside the camp at the start, and all the other bits and bobs were just completely filled with accurate ration packs, ammunition packs, everything. And they were even making fake ammo tins with like foil on them. So you rip the tin open, you get a bandolier out, and you issue it to the rifleman. So the bit when they're driving out of camp to go meet up with Baker 1-6 of the 41st Armored Infantry Regiment, they're running past all these GIs that are running inside the back of like Deuce and Halves, and all the GIs as they're running towards like the Deuce and Half trucks, they're grabbing like bandoliers from like an ammunition crate. And Glenn was telling me that they made them all exactly how they were in World War II, even with the foil lids. And you just never get to see it on screen. It's such a shame. Yeah, the pistol grip's still in it. You can just about see it. Not by much, though, unfortunately. Yeah, Tiger Bow. It's cool to see Tiger 131 on screen, but yeah, it's a bit more historically inaccurate in the fact that like Brad Pitt's Sherman is a Sherman with a 76mm, and he would have been like, "Oh no, it's a Tiger. Don't worry, we've got a 76mm. It's fine. Take it out." Interesting, another tidbit from Fury as well is that the character War Daddy is influenced by a real person called Lafayette Greenpool of the 3rd Armored Division. His tank during the war was called In the Mood, not Fury. I think his nickname actually was War Daddy as well. Cool. Hey Gunga. Hey, how you doing? Nice to see you. We were just chatting about Fury. I've recommended Warfare as well to watch. Guys have been gassing that up, saying how good it is. So I need to watch that. Yeah, so the end action on the back of the Sherman is inspired by Audie Murphy. So Audie Murphy's action, again, 3rd Infantry Division, Audie Murphy, was during the war. His action was that he was on the back of a flaming M10 tank destroyer which had been hit, and Audie Murphy had got on the back of it and was on the back using a 50 cal to fire at an advancing German army battalion. So that again, truth inspired by reality and whatnot, which is kind of cool. And there's other little bit of historical tidbits as well. If you ever watch the film, the bit where the German that gets brought by the camp, the MPs, and then they all try and fight him. The guy who's beaten up, the German who's all beaten up, that's based off of a historical picture. But the historical picture that they're referencing is of Canadians bringing in a prisoner, but it looks exactly the same, which is kind of another cool historical tidbit. I was chatting to Toby in the Out of the Basement Discord, and we were just going on about like good war movies not long ago. Yeah, that's right, Shaq. You're quite right. I think that's what happened at Villa Picage, wasn't it? Yeah, but she's buggering up. I think I need to investigate. Yeah, I'm interested to see what it looks like. The Battle vs World War II figures. Not gonna lie. I'm a bit concerned about how jacked the initial concept figure looked. Yeah, that's my concern. Like, I'm worried that they're gonna look like jacked GIs and not like your average Joes. But I'm willing to give it a shot, see what it's like, because you never know at the end of the day. If not, we'll just make our own, won't we? Right, okay, so we've almost got most of the parts done. The head, the hands, and the blaster and the pivot points are all over here. They've not had anything done to them just yet. So we're nearly there. And I think what I'll do is get these primed, and I might have to go have something to eat because I'm absolutely starving. And then I'll come back and I'll relaunch the stream, and we'll go and start doing all the highlight passes, base color passes, and then we'll take it from there, really. Oh, okay. Let's have a look at that. Thanks, man. I'm always looking for good recommendations for new war films to look. Yeah, that's, again, Gunga, that's exactly what, in an ideal world, that's what I want. Okay, so, my airbrush is definitely having a bit of a thing. Yeah, which factory do you get to visit? Well, the Valorverse one. Right. Okay. Next bit. Foot. Using a Q-tip cut in a bit, so I can stick the foot in it. Down on Kashi, Cambodia. Nearly done. Nearly done on the old passes now. Yeah, yes, I have seen Master and Commander. Only recently, though. Only recently. I think it was this year, actually, I watched Master and Commander for the first time. really like that. There is still quite a few films I've still not got around to watch yet. I've seen like obviously clips and whatnot of a few films. Like Barry Lyndon, I've not got around to watch just yet. The other Stanley Kubrick film. Not had a chance to watch that yet. But Master and Commander was great. I'm all... little cool thing, like whenever I watch Pirates of the Caribbean, I always end up like rooting for the two redcoat guys from the first film. I love those guys. That's so cool. Let's get this battle done. Concentration on my key. You can tell when I go quiet, I'm really concentrating. My brain runs on Windows 95 and there's only about 8 meg RAM. Okay, I think we're good. And we've got forbidden shish kebabs, all good. They're all painted up, good to go. Let's run through this now. So I've got my clear pot. Where's my cleaner? Cleaner in. Mix it about. Me and Lee went to a Comic-Con last weekend, and obviously I got to Star Wars stuff was cool. We got to meet Denise Goff, who played Dedra Meero, and that was a really cool interaction. She's so nice. I showed her my custom figure that I'd done of her, and she was like blown away. And she was like, "Oh my god, you painted this?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was really protective over it. Like when she was trying to sign the base, she was like, "Don't smudge it, don't smudge it. Whatever you do, you've got to look after this. This is amazing work. Don't smudge the signature, whatever you do." And just so nice to speak to. But I got to speak to Michael Colditz as well, who played Bull Randleman in Band of Brothers, and he was a cool guy as well. Obviously, those of you who watch Walking Dead, he's in Walking Dead, which I think obviously of his recent works. To me, he'll always be Bull Randleman. The Mora cast are going to be at Wales Comic Con. Lou's trying to get me to make her some cosplay bits and bobs. She wants to get into doing cosplay stuff. I've done it years ago. I was in the 5. I'm technically still in the 5 and 1st and the 99th Garrison. Just don't do it as much nowadays. Once a year we break out the armor again and do it for the Poppy Appeal here in the UK. Last year we couldn't do it, but this year I think we're going to do it. Head down to Derby. Right, okay. Let's check our airbrush, because because it was getting a bit gunky before. Yeah, probably needs a bit of a spruce up. Right. Okay. So. What I'm going to do is now I'm going to go and have my lunch. I'm starving, and what we'll do is we'll come back, we'll restart the stream, and we'll start going over all the various different passes, highlight pass, all that kind of good stuff, and start showing you all the paints that I'm using, so you've got an idea of. Now that we've got the base primer down and that's set in, we'll do the highlight pass, then we'll do the color passes, and you'll be able to see which kind of different color paints I'm using. And then once we've done all the color passes, we'll start doing washes, to accentuate the details and whatnot. So there we go. But honestly, guys, thank you so much for coming in and joining me whilst doing this. I hope it's been fun, and I'll hopefully see you probably about an hour or so once I get something to eat. So stay tuned, everyone, and thank you very much for the support. It's super cool. Let's try and work this out. See you soon, fellas.